Yes, good morning. And in the last slide, in the last lecture, we were discussing about generating content ideas, how we can generate content ideas for creating new content, and for creating new content consistently for the customers. And in today's session, we will discuss on long-term content planning, because the content is, as we know, that content should be valuable and relevant to the users, to our audience, to our prospective customers, and it also should be consistently created. Consistently creating the content and deliver the content means we need a long term content planning. Suppose you want to write blogs on digital marketing, and for planning for writing blogs for 1 year. 1 year is a long term content planning, and minimum span for in the should be maybe 3 months in the front. And for 1 year, if you are planning to have blogs on digital marketing, and you are planning weekly one blog you are going to launch on digital marketing, and you will cover different streams of the digital marketing, different methods of the digital marketing, right? In this way, we have 52 weeks, and we need a plan for working for the 52 weeks, and 52 blogs we are going to launch, and for a year, in a year. And 52 blogs means, then we can divide 52 blogs on different methods, on different areas of digital marketing, like SEO. We can have SEO on this, we can have AdWords, display and search advertising. You can have blogging there, how to write good blogs. We can write, and YouTube, video making, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and different types of these marketings, right? So this way we can divide 52 weeks. So we can give some portion to some area. We'll write this much blog on this area. Google Analytics we will be taking with that, right? Content marketing will be there, inbound marketing will be there. We can divide how many we have, suppose 12 areas, and we have to write in 12 areas for 52 weeks, how many blog in a particular area. That is, we can say 1 year a long term 1 year blogging plan for in the field of digital marketing, right? So the content, as we know, should be valuable, relevant, and consistently provided. Long-term content plan. A long-term content plan helps you stay organized. As I said, I've taken the example of digital marketing. We will be stay organized. If you are launching each blog with new content on each week, then we must know at least for the 3 month of the span what we are going to deliver on this week, for the 3 month ahead. At least 3 steps to create a long term marketing plan are: setting marketing goals. That is, what are our marketing goals and objectives? We must know, the content planning team must know about marketing goals and objectives. Auditing or assessing your organization's initiatives and assets. Initiatives and assets means what initiatives has been taken previously, what content assets you have. That is, what content is already available, what data is already available, what write-ups, what different types of contents are we have already available, and we can repurpose it. We will discuss later about repurposing the content, right? What content assets are available. We have to make an content edit of the company, and we must know what data previously available, what any data content we have. Identifying the buyer's journey for your buyer personas. Identifying buyer's journey for buyer personas. As we know that buyer journey stages, we are discussing about these 3 stages: awareness, consideration, and decision, right? And each buyer's journey stages, these are, and this is marketing funnel, digital marketing funnel, we can say. Visits on the website or visits on the page, right? Then we lead, suppose 1000 visits are there, lead how many visitors submitted their explicit information, lead, then we call it lead generation. Then MQL is marketing qualified lead, those leads that are qualified for marketing, that have sufficient information for marketing, so we call them marketing qualified leads. Some leads may not have proper adequate information, information, right? And in some cases users may not be able to pay for the product, users may not be demanding our product, so we will discard them from leads, and we will filter out marketing qualified leads from total leads. Then from marketing qualified leads, the next is SQL, sales qualified lead. How many of MQLs are SQL, can be considered as SQL, can be forwarded to the sales department from the marketing department, so we call them sales qualified leads. And just see the awareness buyer's journey stages, at the awareness stage means visit and lead, right? And the next, at the decision stage, we have opportunity and customers. Opportunity is from the sales qualified lead, means salespeople can contact them immediately, and these are, we call them opportunities. And customers are how many leads we are able to convert them, to close them as a customer, right? Convert them as a customer, to close them as a customer, right? Customers. So we can say like that, awareness stage of buyer's journey is visit and lead of marketing funnel, right? So if you are writing the content for awareness stage, if we talk about awareness stage of a laptop, suppose you are going to buy a laptop, new laptop for yourselves, the awareness stage is how many laptop producing companies are there, the first thing is. The second thing is what configurations these companies are producing, right? That is awareness. And you have to create the content for this stage, how many companies, about their laptops, what their features and all. Lead is also in the awareness stage. Then consideration is, suppose 8 companies are providing laptops, so you are going to consider only 2. So these 2, so you must have the content for MQL and SQL, marketing qualified leads and sales qualified lead. Consideration stage, so we must have consider at the consideration stage content for considering, comparing different alternatives. Consideration means I am going to consider for the laptop from the last 3 brands, right? Dell, HP and Acer. I am comparing alternatives, right? So this is consideration stage. So we must have such content available, the consideration stage content available. And next is decision stage, opportunity and customers, what at the final stage about, suppose the warranties, about the buybacks, about the service, right? What we will talk as pricing decisions, is there any installment schemes, right? Is there any zero interest based installment scheme as available in the market these days? So this is decision related, the content pertaining to, relevant to decision stage. So content must be created for all these stages of buyer's journey: awareness stage, consideration stage and decision stage, right? And these stages are relevant, corresponds to, awareness stage corresponds to visit and lead, that is you are converting, where awareness stage where you are converting visitors into leads in your website. So you are writing such content, by reading this content your visitors will be converted as a lead, right? They are submitting their explicit information, their name, contact number, email address and all, so and so. And consideration is providing alternatives, providing what is the benefit of that, what is the benefit of that brand, and comparing all these products and all. and decision is about sales, schemes, installments, warranty, lot of talking. We are talking about all those things, right? So this is mean marketing buyer's journey stages corresponds to marketing funnel stages, right? The means buyer's journey stages corresponds to marketing funnel stages. As a marketer, you are thinking about converting visitor into leads, but as a buyer, you will be on awareness stage, right? So this is the corresponds to for the all three stages. This is so we need to plan the content, long-term content plan, to plan the content for every stage, to plan the content for every stage. Setting marketing goals, we must know our marketing goals of the company, the content writing team. Auditing or assessing your organization's initiatives and assets, already available content assets, so that you are not going to repeat anything. Suppose vision mission statement has been created earlier, developed earlier for the company, so you are not going to repeat putting effort on it. Maybe chairman's statement, director's statement, marketing about details about a particular product, details about the product line, all these has been already created. So you are not going to repeat this task. You can use these contained assets, right? This is basically auditing and assessing your organization's initiative assets, what content already available in the organization. Next is identifying the buyer's journey for your buyer personas, what buyer's journey is and what you are creating for that. This is you are creating content that's mean to attract and pull your buyer personas through every stage of buyer's journey. The objective of creating content is what? To pull your buyer personas through every stage of buyer journey, pulling them from visitors to leads, leads to MQL, MQL to SQL, SQL to opportunities, opportunity to customers. This is the definitely the objective of creating content. And this is about creating long-term content, right? Now, we need a framework. Previously, we were discussing about new content ideas, then we have discussed about long-term content planning, how we can plan for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year of content creating, what creation plan on the content creation plan, that is we have to assess the already available content with us. We must know the marketing objectives of the company so that we can align our content creation goals with the marketing goals of the company. Maybe any event is going on, then you can work on that event also, right? Any sales promotion event at all. Now, content creation framework. If we have a framework for creating content, if you are able to derive, if you are able to make a framework, a systematic step-by-step framework for creating the content, then the job will be easy. In the long run, the job will be very easy. Then what should be? Content creation framework should be repeatable so that we can repeat these steps for the next year or for the next quarter. It should be organized and agile. It must be not rigid, flexible. We can adjust as per requirement, as per the changes in the market. The framework should be such that, right? And building content creation framework, conceptualizing your content. At first, we need to conceptualize the framework. At first, you need to conceptualize your content. What content you need. Conceptualizing means finding topics, finding your marketing objectives, goals, programs, what are you are planning for the next 1 year or the next quarter, so that you can include them in the framework. The first thing is conceptualizing your content, right? As in the example of digital marketing blog writing for a year, I conceptualize that we will take all the methods of digital marketing like SEO, blogging, PPC, right, pay-per-click advertisement, search ads, display ads, remarketing, and social media advertising, right? All these we have the conceptualized we have around 12 14 methods, different ways, Google Analytics and all of digital marketing. So you will not can divide ki how much blog, and at 52 weeks we are launching one blog per week. 52 week we have in a year. So now we can assign कि how many 4 or 5 blogs per methods of digital marketing. That is, in a year we are going to launch 5 blogs on SEO, maybe 8 blogs on SEO. As we studied, we discussed 4 types of SEOs. If we are able to write 2 blogs on each SEO, then it becomes 8 on SEO only. Then search engine advertising, we can have 4 5 blogs. Then display advertising, search advertising, and different types of remarketing and all we can write. Similarly, this is making a whole framework, conceptualizing your content, right? We can search on the internet what people are sharing in the domain we are going to write. What is the latest topics on the internet? There are a lot of tools available like BuzzSumo, buzzsumo.com. BuzzSumo tells us what people are sharing on the internet, on the social media, what is like, and many other tools are available. Google auto searches tells us what people are searching for, right? This is conceptualizing content. Now planning and setting timelines. Planning and setting timelines, as I said, planning for 1 year, setting timelines for 3 months. We have clear picture of 12 blocks for the 12 week. So this is timeline, right? And we need to complete at any cost before 2 weeks before for the launching. And creating a workflow, this will be a workflow. Reviewing content, creating a workflow means that we can have a Google Sheet where each team member can contribute, right? Can contribute the Google spreadsheet or Google document where each team member can contribute, right? So it can be audited later on, can be reviewed by anyone. So suppose I have contributed 4 paragraphs, someone else can review it, it's going in the line or not, right? Publishing and promotions, we also need to focus on content promotion, publishing and promotion. Organizing it internally, how we can organize all these things, analyzing the results, how the results are, because we need to measure our results of content writing. We need to measure content writing results also, because results are important, right? We must know what is going on. Results are important. We need to measure our content writing results also, right? Content writing results. And content promotion is, as I said, very important part. Content promotion. Now we will this was all about planning for the long term planning, and now we will discuss about content promotions, right? How, right? Content promotion is distribution of content through a variety of media channels. Distribution of content through variety of media channels. Like you will be using distribution of content as a blog. That blog you are sharing using the social media. In social media, Facebook, Instagram, you are sharing on LinkedIn, on Twitter, everywhere. Content promotion is distributing content. Distributing, suppose a blog has been completed on the first week. Now you are the first job is to distribute the content to your readers. You can distribute using your email list. If you have, you can email content link, the blog link. You can promote on Facebook with a small paragraph and a link to the blog. Similarly, we can promote on LinkedIn and Twitter, Instagram with a picture and all, right? The content promotion is the distribution of content through a variety of media channels, and we must focus more on content promotion. We must focus more on content promotion than content writing, because if we work hard for writing a blog, a blog, writing a blog on a particular topic, then this blog must go to as much as possible readers, right? And content marketers can leverage promotion channels to connect with new audience members and prospects. This is the way of connecting with new audience and prospective customers. With content promotion, you are able to get your message to the people who need it the most. As we discussed the golden circle, why, who, and what. Why we are writing this, for whom we are writing this. So this should reach for whom we are writing. This must reach to whom, for whom we are writing, to our prospective customers, right? It must reach to our prospective customers. Now, content promotion benefits. What are the benefits of content promotion? That are drive website traffic. The content drives website traffic. If we will promote on Facebook, we will promote on LinkedIn, it will drive website traffic. Improve audience engagement. Definitely, new content you are promoting, and it will improve audience engagement. Adds buyers with purchase decisions, right? And these are the few of the benefits of content promotion. Next is organic promotion channels. So how we can promote content? We can promote by organic channels, using the organic channels, and using paid channels, right? We can promote using organic channels and using paid channels. So both channels we can utilize. So search engine optimization, SEO, as we know, it is organic channel of promotion. If you are writing a blog, if you are writing a content, we will be writing it with using some keywords, right? We will be definitely writing this blog, this piece of content, with some keywords, business keywords, our keywords. So with the content, promotion will work using SEO, search engine optimization. This is an organic promotion channel, SEO, right? Email marketing. If we have a list of emails of our prospective customers or of our existing customers, list of emails addresses of our delighted customers, right? So we can send email through the content, that blog we have written, using email. We will send them using email. Social media, we can promote content on our page, social media page, not only Facebook page, but LinkedIn, as well as on Twitter, on Instagram. On every page we can promote our piece of content. We can, this is one effective channel for promotion, organic promotion, social media. Live promotions, events or webinars. Live promotions may be any event, physical event you are organizing on a particular, a mall or any school or college, university, or anywhere, any events. As well as these days webinars are there on different topics, and we can promote our content, that piece of content, that blog, we can promote using the webinars also. And influencer networks. If influencer networks, suppose you are sharing on social media, and influencer retweets this content or shares that content on his or her network, then definitely it reaches to large people, up to the large audience. It reaches to large audience. It multiplies basically, right? And word of mouth. And word of mouth is here also social media word of mouth. Word of mouth, we talk about physical word of mouth. I told someone, then he told to 2-3 people about the content or about the blog. And here in social media word of mouth, if I am promoting, I can tag multiple peoples during the organic promotion, or someone else can share, or I can request people, please share this content, so that it can reach up to multiple people, right? So this is The organic promotion channels we can utilize for content promotion. 60%, suppose you work for 4 days and 8 hours a day for content creation, then you must work for 6 days for content promotion. Promotion means trying to deliver this content to the people who need it most, to users or audience you have written this content for. Only then they will be benefited. Only then he or she will be benefited if you are able to deliver the content to them, right? Or if you are not focusing on content promotion, it means the use of writing with lot of efforts, that content is no use, useless, right? The promotion and paid promotion channels, we can promote using the paid channels, as we know digital marketing, right? Search engine advertising, Google, Yahoo and Bing. Search engine advertising, we all know search engine advertising, and we can promote using, and social media ads, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter and Instagram. So we can go for paid promotion channels also if we have written a good piece of content, and we think that definitely at the organic level. Initially we started with promotion using the organic promotion, and we are observing that many users are converting, we are getting leads, the product, people are purchasing the products, people are asking about the product, taking the interest. Then we must go for paid promotion also using these channels, search engine advertising and social media ads. We must go for if it is working on organic way, because paid content promotion allow you to promote your content to a highly specific audience. In case of paid content, now you are promoting your content on highly specific audience, means the audience is your market segment, belongs to your market segment. Each one from the audience belongs to your segment, right? Because when you will be promoting on social media, suppose on Facebook advertising, then we will be selecting the age group, for which age group this content is, for which education level person this content is, what buying capacity should have such person has. So we are targeting a special segment in case of paid promotion. So paid promotions are highly effective than organic promotions, because we target, we specified during launching the campaign, promotion campaign, right? It increases the reach of your content, attracts new audience members and prospects, and helps leads make better decision about your business, right? So the paid content promotion is highly recommended if the piece of content is good. Then, and that you can check even Facebook. Suppose if you are promoting if you are promoting a post on Facebook page organically, then if people are taking interest on it, then Facebook automatically tells you that people are engaging with your content, you should go for paid promotion. And when you go for paid promotion, then you select, as I said, you select the geographical area, you select the age group from 20 years to 40 years, from 25 to 35, whatever age group of your buyer persona as according to your product or services. You select the education level of your buyer persona, you select interest, hobbies, all of your buyer persona, you select the paying capacity of your buyer persona during launching of this Facebook campaign. So this is the benefit of paid promotions. Definitely we are paying for that, but benefits are huge. Benefits are huge, but we must be satisfied from organic promotion initially for investing good amount of money in paid promotion, right? Then paid content promotion allow you to promote your content to a highly specific audience. Now getting this point, highly specific audience means most of them in the audience are your prospective customers. It increases the reach of your content, attracts new audience. How new audience? Then this new audience is apart from your fan following on social media, right? And prospects and helps leads make better decision about your business. So that is about content promotion, and content promotion is, it needs more time than content creation, because you created a wonderful content, a relevant content, valuable content. Now you need to promote it. Now it's your job also to deliver it. It should be reached to the audience, to proper audience, to the audience need it, right? So that's all about content, long-term content planning, content creation, and a content creation framework, right? And thank you.